how sweet it is to be loved by you nerds. What is up? It's me, your buddy pal, HeyArcher. Welcome back to HeyArcher Live here on Nerd Affiliated. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good freaking mood. We got some news today. We got some reveals. I'm still riding the high of Guardians last week. I don't know. It's just like, there's just good things going on out there. And I'm excited to talk about all of it with you tonight. If you're new here, that's what we do. We sit back, relax. I said we sit back and relax and hopefully pour ourselves just a little bit out.
More specifically, vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
I also realized I think the sound to all of you gets a little muffled when I have too many sound buttons playing. I got to mess with the settings today because in my headphones, it sounds great. But when I listen to the replay, it's a bit iffy. So I owe you guys all of that. Something new going on in the chat today. Only subscribers are allowed to interact in the chat. Actually, shout out Henry Resilient. I got that idea from you. So if you're wondering why the chat button's going away, subscribe. So I don't know why you're here if you haven't subscribed already anyway. We better correct that error right now. Hit that subscribe button down below. If you've got yourself a YouTube channel, a podcast, a blog, a vlog, an OnlyFans, a newsletter, smoke signals, whatever it may be, put it in the chat, support one another, plug your shit. Also, one last thing, it's members only tonight, baby. So without further ado, we're going to start off with the man, the myth, the legend himself. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. It is members only because, as you guys have witnessed, if you've been here from time to time, and I'll address the chat in a second. Some of you have witnessed from time to time as you pop in and out of stream. I usually post a link to join on the stream if anybody cares to do so. But I actually thought about it and I was like, in the Nerd Foundation, in the membership, which you could see up here, people who have joined, I had it as a perk to join in on some videos, right? And when I said join videos in the description, I mainly thought like joining podcasts, right? Like the pre-recorded stuff. But I was thinking about it and I was like, why don't I have an option for you guys to join on just the streams in general? So as of today, or for today, in the community tab, there's a link. So if any of the members, if you're part of the Nerd Foundation, you may join the stream. I might have a time limit. I'm not sure if so many of you join at one time. We usually don't have that issue. But if we do, we may have to time limit it. So if you want to join a live stream, become a member of the Nerd Foundation for 99 cents a month. You can support our bad habits and join the Nerd Foundation and get a chance to join the stream. But I think I had set it for the $2.99 tier. So for now, everybody can do it. But I think in the future it might be $2.99. We'll see. We'll find out. But enough of me. Actually, you're kind of stuck with me unless somebody else joins. But let's go through the chat. Of course, the Rambling Nerd, Senor Anthony, of course. I'm drinking out of the Rambling Nerd mug, available at nerdaffiliated.com. Rocking the hoodie. It's a little chilly today. I don't know about you guys, but where I am, it's a little chilly. Actually, looking at my new stickers to add to the desk from Hobbies with Jose, as we say every week, support one another. Plug your shit, but also plug your friend's shit. So check out Hobbies with Jose. I'm sure the link will be in via Rolando, because Rolando, he's on top of it, and there he is, ladies and gents. Rolando in the house. I'm seeing the quick reaction. I also tried the latency thing. So the as you guys chat, it actually should be coming in pretty close to real time, no delay. So that's fun. There he is, Hobbies with Jose, as I said, in the house. Mark, one late night man. Good to see you, brother. And there he is, Henry Resilient, as I said. I got the idea from you. Guardians. Oh, wait. That face there. Does that mean you did not like Guardians? Is that what's going on there? You gotta let me know. There you go. Everybody saying hi to everybody. General Kenobi has entered the chat. I still owe him a package. Paused on that one, but I have something I was supposed to send him, and I keep forgetting. I actually got to find it. Yes, you guys are in the secret club. I love that. Josh in the house, too. Good to see you. Josh actually was on Monday's Nerdy Coffee, so make sure you check that out as well. I like having Josh on because, much like some of you, he's more of the casual fan of things, and it's my way of getting a pulse on what's going on out there. Because some of us hardcores that are on the show and the chat, we consume everything, right? But Josh, not only is he casual, right, consumes things from time to time, but he has kids. So a lot of times I'll be like, hey, did your kids like the Mario Brothers movie? And he, like, you know, he said on Monday, they could care less, really. So I think that's interesting. I'm like, oh, your kids are the target audience and they don't care. So I wonder if other kids don't care either. And it's us going to see it. Who knows? For a second, I thought I showed the wrong mug, because as you can see, I actually have both mugs on my desk. We have the Sal mug. We have the Rambling mug. One's bigger than the other. I'm not sure if I'm trying to say something there, but hey, who knows? Second pause of the episode. Whoa! Sorry. There you go. And Legacy of Nerd Daniel in the house. Good to see you. I love that. Everybody's in the house. Yeah, drop those likes. I saw another one come through. Drop those likes. Subscribe if you've not done so. And I'm loving that I constantly... Wait. I'm hearing like another voice. It's either outside or the TV. Every time I look at Kick, I'm like, oh, let me load up the Kick chat to see if anybody's in Kick. I'm always getting bots. In there, but it's fine. Maybe it counts as a view. Who knows? I'm not sure. But nonetheless, as I mentioned at the top, there we go. As I was about to talk about something that he would probably want to talk about, we have our first guest has decided to jump in just in time. So what I'm going to do before I bring him on, I'm going to, where was I going? Oh, I'm going to go to this screen here. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say to the General Kenobi's bunker, why are you shutting down the Star Wars hotel, sir?
Hey, man, it had to be stopped, all right? It just had to be done, all right?
I was about to hit the tab, and then I saw that notification. I was like, just the man to talk about it. Welcome, sir. How you doing today?
Doing good, and congratulations, 150 shows. Come on,
it's crazy. That is crazy. Actually, no. Hey, let me switch back real quick. Make sure you're on this view too. There we go. 150 out of nowhere. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, I know, that's incredible, man, and it's a true testament to your consistency, to your audience, to all of the work that you guys put into this channel. So congratulations. Not an easy feat to achieve. I'm like not even a third into it, and I want to quit. So congratulations. So very well.
I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you I want to quit from time to time.
Yeah, I hear
you. But yes, I saw it come through, and I was so excited because, first I want to get your thoughts before I go all rogue here and start just going off the rails here.
Sure.
So they announced today, for anybody who is not aware, Disney is to close the Star Wars hotel hotel, the Star Wars
Bro.
hotel that opened in Florida last year. This is the Galactic Star Cruiser. That
Yep.
was a nice cheap, what, 6,000 a night per person or something like that.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was something like $6,000 for 2 nights, which I think it was like the only option.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which that already is kind of like, okay, well, can I just stay one night? They're like, nope, it's gotta be 2 nights. And I'm like, okay, well, can I make it, any more than that? And they're like, nope, I said 2 nights. I'm like, come on, man, like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's I was barely saving up for that, and I was projected to go there like in 2026. So looks like I'm not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
But oh, see it right there. Booking started at 4,800 for 2 guests.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
And that's probably like on a full size bed or something. Like nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah, no, get me. The the concept itself, right? Like when you hear about it, yeah, it sounded awesome and whatever. It was an immersive experience, right? You basically got characters assigned to you and your family, and you would, write out the experience, right? So you were all immersed, so to
Mhm.
speak, right, into the theme.
Mhm.
Obviously into Star Wars, but I mean, yeah, that those prices, man. Everything has changed after the pandemic. Everything's still going up, getting more expensive. So 4,800, starting, right? Like you said, for two people, you got a family of six. What's that gonna run you, right?
Mhm.
Um, let alone getting there, right? Flights, or if you're driving, whatever. Like that, yeah, that's just a whole lot of money for maybe not a whole lot of experience, honestly.
Yeah.
Um,
And you're not even getting you explaining the Star Wars hotel. I did it again.
ouch.
You
See,
explaining the Star
they
Wars.
would not have shut it down if it was that.
It would still be here if
Yeah,
it
I
was
still
truly the,
going,
the
doing
hotel.
good. Yeah, exactly.
The Star Wars hotel. You explaining it was convincing me to even want to go. Price aside, because you're like the you get a Star Wars character with you. They get attached to like your group or something. You get to meet
Right.
characters, all this kind of stuff. But then you realize these are brand new characters half the time.
Correct.
Ones that they just made up. You
Correct.
don't get to ride the Millennium Falcon like in addition to the other ride. You don't ride in any ships that you're familiar with. You're literally on a brand new ship made for this. And
Correct.
you go to a world that was again created just for that adventure. So you're paying $6,000 for zero nostalgia, which
That's
is
what I
wild
was
to
gonna
me.
say, right? So you get me to stay in Yavin 4. You get me to stay at Echo Base.
Mm-hmm.
You get me to stay at even Endor.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a whole other ball game.
Conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But like you said, you get me to stay at undisclosed location that nobody has really heard about because, like you said, it just didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
You're not even giving me like a cool backstory. I was like, oh, by the way, this planet is the birthplace of Yoda, right?
Right.
I'll be like, oh, okay, this is a new thing, but
Yeah.
they're tying it to one of the biggest characters, like something like that. Make it like the new Jedi Academy under Luke, like something. Like if you're gonna give me something new, like you said, you have to tie it into the ones that we care about, right?
Yep. Yep.
You have to make me care if it's something brand new.
Yep.
And it's just not there, honestly. You're not even, my understanding at least is that you're not even like Jedi Padawans or Sith,
No.
Padawans. I think it ranged from what's it called, like merchants and like travelers, and like kind of like run of the mill, people within Star Wars, even, right? So I'm like, well,
Mm-hmm.
I get that at home, right? So like, what's the incentive here?
Yeah. No, and it's funny because you mentioned, just now about not being a Jedi or anything, but I thought that was also part of the original allure. They were like, oh, there'd be like Jedi Padawan training, and they showed them doing the game with the lightsaber, but it wasn't even that good. So I'm like,
I think for the children, maybe it was part of it, but
yeah,
I mean, if I'm shelling out $6,000,
right,
I want my own lightsaber, I want my own Jedi robe,
yeah,
like I want to be part of this experience.
yeah. Actually, before we continue, I'm going to try closing a window. So if you get disconnected, I'm sorry. Just jump back in. Hang on. Let's see.
We'll blame it on technology. Sure.
All right, you're still here. Great. There's always, whenever I have a guest on, a little behind the scenes thing, I have their window to the side, and it blocks my view a lot of times. So I was like, I wonder if I can close that and still have you on, and it's working. Yeah. Great, wonderful.
Nice.
The other thing too, like, kind of, again, you're hitting all the points. You're doing this, as it says here on ABC News. This premium boutique experience gave us an opportunity to try new things on a smaller scale of 100 rooms. Right. You're entering the Star Wars world, and you can't even cosplay if you wanted to. Like, they don't even let you dress up as a character. They don't let you interact with things like that. You have to be a normal person in this crazy world that you're a fan of. And again, you pay all that money, and you can't even have fun if you wanted to. You have to just follow that rule, dress like a normal loser.
Exactly.
And you can't even bring your own lightsaber.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, I don't know. I remember when first hearing about this, I was like, okay, this is like, like an overnight experience at Galaxy's Edge, right? Type of thing. Yeah. Where, you might get to see the attractions. Like, maybe you have like guest only, time slots. I don't know, later on in the afternoon or at night, where you get to go to the rides, right? And it's just you, right? But no, this was a whole like separate thing, like the article says, right? Like it was its own little world. And I don't know that it offered just enough of an experience, to be honest. Yeah. Like I said, the concept sounded great. The technology was there, I'm sure, but like you mentioned, the nostalgia, the why do I care, right? Factor was just not, honestly.
Yep. Crazy. And this ship looks like something out of just sci-fi. Like this doesn't look like Star Wars. Nobody would look at this and be like, oh, that's definitely Star Wars. Like, it ain't working. Absolutely ain't working.
It doesn't look Carillion. It doesn't look, Mon Cala. It doesn't look Imperial. Like, it like you said, it's just kind of blend, right? Yeah.
And you look at this thing and you're like, oh, wow, this is pretty amazing. But, but you really can't do any of that stuff.
So you might as well watch it on YouTube, right? Because like we said, you have very how can I say, very scripted, I guess, opportunities, but at the same time you cannot deviate like at all. At least that's what I understood. I don't know how they were doing it by the end of things, but I've heard from a couple of people that live out in Florida, some YouTubers here also, that that have the passes and stuff, that they've been sending out coupons like crazy, like 50% off, 60% off, 70% off, like just come in, please, type of thing. Yeah. And I guess it was true, because that's I'm assuming they were just bleeding out money.
All I'm saying, they may have sold me just now, because $6,000 and I get to eat some General Gao's chicken. Ooh. You might, or maybe it's like General Leia's chicken, or like,
there you go,
General whatever's, or instead of Kung Pao chicken, it's like Kung Pao porg or something like that.
Yeah, right.
That'd be great. In case anybody's living under a rock, I think you said that phrase earlier. Tell the folks, General Kenobi, what's going on over in the world of General Kenobi?
Sure. Yeah. So General Kenobi's Bunker, guys, over here on YouTube. We just hit we're just shy of a major milestone. We just hit 950 subscribers
there we go.
A couple of days ago, and appreciate that. And we're tracking along to that 1K, right? That big first 1K. So I'd appreciate it if you go check us out. If you think you like the content on the channel, please consider subscribing. Also, please consider sharing it with your friends, your enemies, your exes, random people on the street. FedEx guy, just throw it out there. I'm sure somebody will hopefully check it out and maybe subscribe. So I would appreciate that too.
There you go. I love that. Absolutely love that. So before I continue, I caught something in the corner of my eye. Just want to make sure I address. So Patrick, welcome to the stream, of course.
Hey.
Said he couldn't chat. YouTube said can't send messages because you're not subscribed. You weren't subscribed this whole time to the channel?
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Rubbish, filth, slime, muck, boo, boo.
Unbelievable. You think you know somebody,
Right?
and then they pull some stuff like that.
Crazy.
I don't know. It's crazy. And then Rambling saying, I don't see a link to join the chat. Does anybody? So if you go to the community chat, community tab, then you'll see the link.
Yeah. So guys, go to a nerd affiliated channel page on YouTube, and then just scroll over to community, and it should be the latest post. So
I'll show it right now. There you go.
there you go.
Boom. So wonderful transition coming to this page because
Oh, I know.
ooh, baby.
Oh man.
Talking about nostalgia.
Oof.
Why have this blew my mind. Why have none of us
Agreed.
even thought of this, of being like a Hasbro thing to make? I didn't
Agreed.
cross my mind once to have any kind of helmets and stuff from non-Star Wars.
Yeah. Right.
Are we going for this?
Oh, dude, I am thinking about it, to be honest with you. This thing. I mean, this is again talking about nostalgia, right? This is my Magneto, right?
Yes, exactly.
This is, when anybody says Magnus or Magneto, like this is what comes to mind. And then of course, I grew up later on reading some of the comic books, and so this color scheme also reminds me of Onslaught, which was a big, event in the X-Men comic books back when I was reading almost everything. So this brings me to that as well. So I don't know, man. At least on the renders, the colors look amazing. If this is how it's gonna look like real life, oof, that might be a pickup. Gotta be honest with you.
Yeah. I need them, and maybe they won't because they don't want to ruin the pre-orders. I need them to show somebody wearing this helmet.
Yeah.
Got to see the scale.
Yeah.
Got to see, how big the pieces in the front, all that. Immediately, I was thinking of the Age of Apocalypse look.
Okay, yeah.
Like somebody doing that as a cosplay.
Oh, yeah.
Let me look for a picture of that.
Yeah. That was a good one. Actually, I bumped into that Marvel Legends figure quite a few times, but I never found it on clearance like most hunters out there did.
Yeah.
If I had, I think I would have picked that one up. I really like that look for Magneto.
I mean, you might be able to get it on Amazon.
Yeah.
For a
Yeah,
decent price.
they pop up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Somebody doing that, just getting the long hair coming out of there.
Oh, yeah.
I think a good look too would be if you get some black mesh to put in front of your face, and then get like little lights, like two white lights to have there.
Absolutely.
That actually might be more Onslaught, actually, to your point.
Yeah, there you go. So I think this particular picture here might be just a bad angle, because from this angle, that centerpiece ornament or whatever looks a little bit too big to scale. So I'm just hoping that this, it's sort of like not the best, angle or render for it. So I'm hoping it's a little bit smaller than that in real life. But again, just the colors look great. So yeah, honestly, good job, Hasbro. You got me. You got me actually excited about a helmet again that's not Star Wars. So yeah, I didn't think it was gonna happen.
I mean, something crazy, even just looking at the box right now, this is for the X-Men 97 cartoon. So
Oh, you know what? You're right.
it's one of those scenarios where the cartoon being delayed may actually help, because the cartoon's delayed. This here, thanks to Toy Shiz, it says it's going to come out later this year. So maybe it comes out around the same time as the cartoon for once, versus currently how things go, where cartoon or TV show drops, toys drop a year later. They don't sell because nobody's excited at that point,
Right. Yeah, that's true. I missed that detail actually, but you're right. This technically, I guess this is the new version. Of it, but still looks good to me.
There's one thing that I want now, and I was talking to Sleeping Collectibles in the chat, because I found it through his page.
Nice.
What I need, Cyclops visor.
Oh,
That's got to happen next.
nice.
There was a version, I'm hoping I didn't just make this up in my head. I'm pretty sure it existed as a child. There was a kids one that this picture is
Yeah,
hilarious.
that is hilarious. Although very accurate if they do put it up.
Yeah, exactly. I don't see a picture of it. Somebody, if you find it, please. This is it right here.
Oh, there you go.
Oh man, I had a friend that had this thing. I was
Nice.
so jealous of this. We need that.
Yep.
We need that.
Dang it, man! You're selling me on this stuff.
Yeah.
Can't pick up another line.
I mean, a helmet here and there,
Right.
you know, but an actual Cyclops visor,
Yeah.
man. Is there anything out there that you would you think you would grab, like maybe something Spider-Man? Is there a Spider-Man mask or weapon or something you think you would grab if that dropped
I don't
out?
know actually. Let me see.
Because I never thought, I honestly, like outside of
Oh.
like the Thor hammer and the Cap shields, I'm like, there's not really many helmets out there I would want. But then seeing that, I was like, oh shit, I don't know why I never thought of that.
Exactly, that's what I'm gonna say. Now I don't know. Now I'm like doubting myself, and it's funny you say that because I was like literally this close. I had it in my cart of
Mhm.
buying the Captain America shield, but the blue and gray version, or
Yeah.
I think they call it like the
Winter
stealth
Soldier.
version. Yeah, the Winter Soldier one. It was on sale not that
Yes.
long ago on Best Buy for like under $70, I want to say.
Yep.
And I literally put it in my cart, and I was telling my wife, I was like, "Look, this thing is freaking cool. I'm gonna buy it." And she's like, "But it's not Star Wars." I was like, sometimes I don't know why I tell you things. Like,
She freaking
Pretty much, yeah.
just crack
I was like-
that whip.
I was like, why you always gotta rain on my parade? Like that's the real question here.
I love that.
So I was like, okay, well, that tells me all I need to know. So I
Yep.
literally, she took the wind out of my sails, and I was like, all right. I mean, when you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
And so I didn't pick it up. And yeah, I don't know if it was a good decision or not, but it was a decision.
It was a decision. The decision was
yeah.
made that day, whether you wanted
Oh, yeah.
it to be the decision you wanted or not.
Exactly, which happens more oftentimes than not. But
Yeah.
yeah. But
That's right.
yeah, so I don't know. I'm trying to think about Spider-Man. I did like the helmet they put out, the one with the I guess focusing eyes. The one from the Marvel, from the MCU.
Yep.
But that one, it wasn't like my Spider-Man, right? Like that didn't
Right.
have like the '90s vibe to it. Even though again, it was pretty cool. So I don't know, maybe like the first Iron Spider, the gray one, like metallic one.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that one would look pretty cool.
Yep.
I'm trying to think like what other like incarnations of like that are. I'm looking at my Marvel Legends right now. Maybe a Spider-Man 2099. Maybe that would look cool.
Ooh,
depending
that'd be a
on
good
colors.
one. That'd be a good one to have.
I don't know how they're gonna do it because it looks like he has no eyes, right? Like
Yeah.
the mask. So that'd be kind of challenging, I would think, especially at this price point. But hey, if they can pull it off, I think I might pick that one up. Like if they can actually get it.
Yeah. I mean, the first one I ever got, thanks to my friend Joel, was the Punisher War Machine helmet.
Oh,
That was the
nice.
first
Yeah,
one I bought.
I like that one.
But I mean, you mentioned it. I bought it because it was on sale
Yeah.
for actually this reason. So last year at Comic-Con, Steve, who's a friend of the channel,
Yeah.
Anthony, of course, and I can't remember the other guy's name. Marvelous something is this like Cap type variants, and
Right.
oh, my audio changed out real quick. Hang on, sorry. I was like,
see it. That's pretty good.
yeah, I was gonna buy. Oh, look at that! He showed up in the chat just as I said his name. There he is, Captain Marvelous. That's what it was. I was gonna buy the Winter Soldier shield, but it didn't match my Isaiah Bradley cosplay. But
Right.
I was like, you know what? Maybe someday I'll need that shield for a different cosplay, or a friend of mine will want to be
Right.
Winter Soldier Cap or something. So I bought it because it was like $79. But
Yes, there you go.
this one here, the shield that I'm rocking, is actually a cheap, well, not cheap at first. It's probably like $50 at Spirit Halloween, but then they do their crazy sales.
Oh yeah.
So I bought that like years ago, and then just repainted it for myself. Never used it. Finally got a chance to use it.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of Spirit Halloween, did you see that that meme of the of the Disney Star Cruiser
Oh my God, that's
building,
awesome.
and it already has
I did
the
not.
banner.
That's
Oh
amazing.
my lord! I wish I had it. Somebody posted it,
That's
but I was
amazing.
laughing. I was literally laughing out loud on that one.
I
Yeah,
love that idea.
I was like, wow, these guys are. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I was like, oof,
Oh man, that'd be so good. You know,
guys are
some
ruthless.
another thing that actually I feel is not getting a lot of love when it comes to like the cosplay replica stuff is gonna be the 89 bat belt. Like that one,
Yes.
it's people aren't grabbing at it. Like it's just kind
Yeah.
of floating there. Is this anything you would
Yeah.
even entertain or no?
So I actually do love 89 Batman. First of all, that is that is my one of the earliest memories that I still retain is going to watch that movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely so. My parents tell me that my first Batman was Batman 66,
Mm-hmm.
obviously on reruns and stuff, but I don't necessarily recall it. Like I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I do remember us sitting in the theater watching Batman 89. So to me that's my official
Mm-hmm.
earliest memory of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So I almost grabbed the what's it called, like the grappling gun,
Yep.
the one from NECA also.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I bumped into it. I was like, you know what? If this thing is discounted, I think I'm just gonna go for it.
Yep.
It wasn't, so I didn't. That was like my one rule. This thing, yeah, exactly. There you go. So this thing is freaking cool. I don't know why we wouldn't be jumping at this, honestly.
So one of the things I was kind of worried about was buying it and it not fitting, but
Very good point.
they made sure to put here at the bottom adjust from 31.5 to 50 inches. So
Okay,
most people should be able
yeah,
to get it.
that's actually a pretty wide range.
But I feel like that actually should be further at the top because
Agreed.
I don't think a lot of people are going to scroll down for it. But
Yeah, I agree.
even to your point of getting the grapnel launcher,
Yeah.
I don't know where to put something like this. Like the grapnel launcher, I used to have it behind me on my bookshelf, and now I don't have
Yeah.
it there. I don't even know where it is. But the belt, I'm like, I don't even know where I would put this thing. Like
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
hang it on the wall, it's facing down.
It's kind of, yeah, exactly. And it's got
So
enough protruding parts, right? I guess that
yeah,
it makes it a little bit cumbersome too.
it would almost have to be like cloth material, and then
True.
be able to like full like compress.
Yeah.
Steve says it's a pretty nice belt, just not buying the whole pack since I have the other two. Oh, so it comes with
Oh, so is this a piecemeal? Like,
cartridges, taser, gas pellets, smoke bombs, all gadgets, including the bundle. Oh yeah, it comes with a batarang and the grapple
okay.
launcher. So
Oh,
that's great for somebody like yourself.
yeah,
But
that you don't have it, right? But if you
Steve and
already
I
do,
bought the other two already.
right?
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
that's interesting. Yeah. Be nice if it was a slightly cheaper version without those two, right?
Yeah. In my defense, Anthony, I asked you first if I could post pictures of you, and you said yes. So don't get mad at me. But Steve's right. Yeah, he's like, he's just gonna wear it around the house. I mean,
Yeah, pretty
that's
much, right? Just
kind of just what we're
maybe
gonna
to
do,
the office, depending. But yeah, for sure.
or to the office. Oh man, that'd be great. That'd be great. I
Right?
would love that. Yeah, I was thinking. I was like, what other non-Star Wars things? I mean, I think we need more Power Rangers helmets for sure, but
Sure.
only Mighty
I
Morphin. I
agree.
think outside of Mighty Morphin, nobody would really care that much.
No, not at that price. Maybe if they drop them down, to like sub $100,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, right? But I mean, they're going the opposite direction, right? They're what, 135, 140 right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there's always sales, right? But that's not gonna be an incentive for Hasbro to produce more stuff. If they're like, yeah, everybody's just waiting for them to go discounted, then nobody's buying a full retail price.
Yeah. So something I asked you on your stream yesterday, great
Yeah.
stream, by the way.
I appreciate it.
I want to show to everybody because this thing finally dropped for pre-order this week. The biggest L, I think,
Yeah.
Marvel has done in, I mean, Hasbro has done in a while, which they do L's quite frequently. But
Now, yeah.
This 2-pack, right? First of all, we all wanted this. This is, again, the toys as a kid you did not have. The actual Mary Jane from the cartoon, Goblin. I love the waves that they put on Norman Osborn.
Exactly.
It's so good. But as I scroll down, not on card.
Yeah, come
Like,
on.
if you're starting a new wave, sure, but somebody like yourself who's been collecting the series, why would you get away from card mid series?
Honestly, and even to make it worse, like, okay, you're not gonna give me a card. It's not fine, but okay, let's go that route. You're not gonna give me a card. Okay, you're giving me, what is this supposed to be, like the VHS look to it, right? That's what I'm sort of leaning towards. That's how X-Men was doing it. Okay, so this is the VHS packaging collection. All right, that's okay. Why wouldn't you give me a fold out,
window
packaging? Yeah, with one figure on one side, one figure on the other side. I would think that at the very least you could do that, right?
Yeah.
Again, sticking to your current policy of no plastic, okay. Again, you're doing it already, but be a little bit more creative, right, on your presentation. Don't just literally just stick them in a box and that's it.
Actually, I'm going to spoil something for you real quick. This isn't even VHS. Like, it's hard to see because of the thumbnails there. But looking at the side, right, it doesn't have even the VHS.
Even have the VHS. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because first of all, like the packaging is big, right? I mean, 2 figures worth inside.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna give me that kind of box, like split it in half, make each side one VHS, call it Volume 1, Volume 2, whatever, right? See, there you go. Like, those at least have
the same line, and it's 2 different packages.
Yeah, exactly. Does that one open up? No, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. If it does, I might have to go real quick to Hasbro Pulse.
That'd be funny, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Doc Ock looks great though.
He does.
But I mean, imagine that again on a card, just maybe an oversized, blister to accommodate for like his arms. Oh man, it'd be gorgeous.
Dude, imagine that these slid out individually,
right?
And you had the figure there on them.
Exactly. And again, you're not doing plastic. That's fine. Give me a cutout, right? Give me a window, a box, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, that I can take out from there, slide out as individual VHSs, and then if I want, I can display each one, right, in a case or an acrylic or something like that. Like, there's other options. That's what I'm trying to say. And again, they halfway did it here, and then they totally forgot about it on the other one.
Yeah. Patrick says he already pre-ordered it day one, and I mean, they're great figures.
I don't blame you. Yeah,
I don't blame you. Yeah,
absolutely.
This man is wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. I think all of those, both of those 2 packs honestly look amazing. If they would have been released on a regular card, like on the regular line, I probably would have picked up all 4 of those.
Yeah. Let's see if this one has this. To me, this one, the Carnage and Symbiote Spider-Man, seems closer to actually justifying $52 because you're getting all of this stuff here. The other ones, not as much.
Not so much. Yeah, no, I agree. This one, at least, like you said, you get a few effects, a few swappable head sculpts. This one does it.
They don't even show it.
Of course. Why would they, right? Nobody cares about packaging. Oh, there we go.
Okay. But
that's it.
That's it. Oh, here you go. There's a back.
Yeah, of course.
They don't do the side.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. And again, it messes me up. So the one that I've been waiting, that I kind of feel that we're close to again, is the Scarlet Spider, a Ben Reilly Spider-Man, right?
With the
I need that on. Yeah, I need that on a card.
Yeah.
Okay. If I don't get that on a card, oh my lord, I'm gonna be so disappointed, honestly. Like that's one that I've been holding out for. That's one of my favorite looks for Spider-Man. Again,
Mm-hmm.
one of the ones that I grew up with. That whole, what do they call it? Like the Clone Saga or whatever was going on when I was reading, Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So I want that figure. I missed out. I wasn't collecting sorry any Marvel at all back
Mm-hmm.
when the first one released. Of course, kick myself in the head now about it because obviously it kind of went kind of crazy in price.
Yeah.
Uh, but that's the one that I'm like, please, please, put out on a card with a blister, like.
Yeah. And just so everybody could see the packaging we're talking about. So,
Yes.
like this figure was hot last year or 2 years ago. God, time flies.
Man, it might have
2
been 2
years.
years by now.
Yeah.
Maybe I think the pre-order was 2 years ago. I think the actual release might have been last year.
Yeah. So this is the packaging that they were doing forever, and it's got that classic animated style, animated series style logo on the top.
Love that.
Turn the back. It's got the character bio on it. The rest of the wave, thick piece of cardboard. Nice, nice card. Like you feel bad taking this off.
Yeah.
The card.
I mean, I don't, 'cause I don't, but yes.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just kidding.
But this is like this kind of packaging, like it forces everybody to buy two if you do want to have it out. Cause you're like,
honestly, yeah.
You're like, I can't just open this and not have another version of it on card.
Yeah.
And it's like by them trying to save the plastic, they're almost hurting themselves sale wise because nobody's going to buy two, especially of the other ones. Like if I'm buying, let me find it. Like if I'm buying, I forgot I had the thing open. If I'm buying this one, like I did with the, was it the Venom 3-pack? I think I had taken Venom out, and then I just kept the box, and I was like, oh, if I want the box out, I'll just keep it and put it up on display. But I don't need to buy two anymore. So it's like you're almost hurting yourself in sales this way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and to your point, so I picked up the Gamorrean Guard for the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary Black Series, and it's on a card, and that's why I picked it up, to be honest with you, because I was like, this looks really nice on a card back, but the card is so thin, dude. That I'm so afraid to put that on my wall, and it's just gonna tear itself apart, like just by the weight of the figure. Whereas for this collection, they've put out Kingpin, which is a chunky boy. And they put out Rhino, which I freaking love that figure, man. That figure is nuts. On a card back, gigantic card back, mind you. Yeah, exactly. Look at that.
Yeah.
That is a massive card, by the way. I mean, the figure is what, like 7 inches almost, maybe more. So the card itself is like 10 inches. Like it's massive, but it's so sturdy. Like it's so it's got some nice material to it, right? Like layers. So yeah, like it holds the figure no problem. But like I said, like these new ones, even the cards are, they make me nervous. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where I'm hoping, they said we're going to get cards on everything, in the future, but I'm like, don't cost cut that part. Like,
right.
And
that's the thing.
What's wild about, I like how we turned into a Hasbro bashing session, even though we were like, give them props at the beginning.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is what you do.
We gave them props in the beginning, but what's crazy is all of the carded stuff, at least from what I saw on the hunts, you probably saw on the hunts, it would sell. Like the carded stuff would move. It was, but it had to be the carded Spider-Man ones because it's again, they're all uniform, animated series look, etc. Some things like Hammerhead, like nobody cared about Hammerhead, so of course that stayed. But everything else would go. Hobgoblin would go. So it's like why stop the card thing on your best selling line? Like maybe the other stuff. Maybe like if Wakanda Forever figures coming out, those are in a box. There's no nostalgia to it, and let's keep putting money into the cards on the stuff that sells.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, so that Spider-Man retro line is the only one that I can say I collect from Marvel Legends. And honestly, like you said, I was picking up pretty much all of them or close to all of them. Like there was just bangers after bangers. I mean, that I love that Daredevil, in that line. The Hobgoblin is gorgeous. The
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man that have come out all look good. So I would say that line is maybe like 80 to 85% good stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
actual figures that I wanted. And
Mm-hmm.
then, like you said, we had Hammerhead and a couple figures here and there. They weren't even bad. It's just characters that maybe were not as prominent. Um, and then we get some of the major characters that we didn't get before, right? Even in the old Toy Biz line. And why wouldn't you continue? Like I said, why wouldn't you just let us have the set?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, oh well. But
Yeah. Well, we have somebody else decided to jump in on the fun.
all right.
Now, I hope his camera's off because I don't want him giving me shit about this later on. Because I don't think there's any way I can. Yeah, I gotta add you on screen first.
Ooh,
So I'm gonna try to do a quick.
switcheroo.
It's Black. He did it. He
All
successfully
right.
did it. Anthony, can you hear us?
I think he blacked out his mic too.
Let's see. Is there a way? Let's see. I'm gonna switch to this real quick. This one, nope. I feel like he's connecting. It must not
yeah.
be. He's unmuted, but we hear nothing. So he's around. Let's see. Let's see if he ends up popping in. I wanna see if I can pull up the polo.
Yes.
Because I would love. Let's see. God, what year is that cartoon? 93? Let's see. Spider-Man animated series polo. All right. So this is in the green room. Let's try this again.
All right. I'm
So
ready.
his video's off. Anthony, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Wow. Look at
Hey.
that. He shows up.
Did it work?
It works.
Yep.
Ah, sweet.
What would you like to
Full disclosure, I'm using. Huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what would you like to contribute today, sir? Mad at me
Well,
for
full
showing your
disclosure,
picture.
I'm using this as a tech test because I'm using those new mics, and
There you go.
Oh.
but I did want to just jump in and say those toys, those Spider-Man toys,
Yeah.
almost broke me and made me join the collecting tribe
Oh.
or whatever you want to call it. Like those Spider-Man toys. That when I saw the symbiote Spider-Man. By
Yeah.
the way, symbiote, right? Not symbiote, like they said in the
Symbiote.
first.
Yeah, we don't
movie.
acknowledge that movie.
Okay,
Symbiote.
just making sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I saw that toy and then like some of those others from the '90s cartoon, because I got up every Saturday morning to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that
Yep.
almost made me do it. But then I'm like, gonna display these. I'm never gonna open them, or I'm gonna open them and then what? But
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's ever gotten me closer to start collect. And I've never like I had the action figures, but I played with them, but I never collected. Like I don't have any, you know, I don't have statues or anything like that. Like 'cause I
Wait,
knew I
no.
would not be able to stop.
I have to interrupt. Because you do collect the Batarangs. So I would say you're a
Well,
collector.
now I collect the Batarangs, but those are like
Nice.
those are one-off and easy. You know what I mean? Like there's not like okay, there's two Batman Beyond Batarangs, and
Right.
you know the grapple guns and whatnot. But like I could like come on, there's a $53 Doc Ock from the '90s right there.
Mm-hmm.
The symbiote, the Carnage, the Venom, Kingpin. I'd go nuts and want them all, which is of course what they want.
Yeah.
But so I really had to hold myself back. But that was a series that almost got me into it.
Is there a
Wow,
price
that's-
point? Is there a price point that you're like, sorry to cut you off, Kenobi, but is there a
No,
price
no.
point that you think you would jump in?
I mean, maybe I'm still just like stuck in the '90s or the early 2000s. I feel like for $53, I should be getting two, maybe even three figures. So
Mm.
maybe if it's more product for that price point, you know, I mean, because that looks good, the Ock that you're showing on the screen,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not like I mean, I've seen at Comic Con, like with you at Comic Con, like those gargoyle. Were they toys or were
Oh,
they
yeah.
statues?
Yeah, they're
Like
toys.
those
Yeah.
gargoyles, like like those are like granted these have good detail. Those are like crazy detail and like they had so much articulation and stuff that like I can see paying $50 for one. But I feel like these are just like the toys we got when we were younger. You're just making them again, and why am I paying $50 for one figure of Aunt May, no less? No offense
Yeah.
to her, but
Yeah.
yeah.
They actually just announced Lexington today.
Oh, did they finally?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I love
So
these.
that's
but-
really all I wanted to contribute. That was what almost broke me.
I like that. That grabbed you.
Yeah.
Tell me
Yeah.
what.
And I love how they got the wide eyes on which one was he? He was Lexington, right? The little
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I see it right on the screen, but I wasn't looking at it. But I like how they have the wide eyes. I loved that in the cartoon, right? How like when they would get pissed off or whatever, then they had like the demon eyes come on.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna
cool.
say, Kenobi?
I was gonna say it makes you feel better that if this was grabbing Anthony's attention, then I'm not doing too bad in my selection.
Exactly. But even
no.
these they cost a little more. They're what, $39, I believe.
Yeah, these are getting up there. I think the last one that I picked up, I paid with taxes. I think it was right at $40. I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
it's all about quality, though. Like if the quality's there, willing to do it.
Yeah, exactly. If it's the quality, and also it's like, I guess like for the Spider-Man one, how many are you like? What are you going to do? Like have it announced, maybe, and then like this way, I don't know, like for the whole like here's going to be the '90s product that we put out. Period. End of story. But of course they want to like make now we're going to do the Venom. We'll add Venom on later. We won't do Venom initially. We'll just do the Green Goblin and Spider-Man and Aunt May. And then they add it all, and then like it just never ends. Like with all the Star Wars figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
Weren't you annoyed by that, Steve, a while ago? Because they
Yeah.
kept just like putting out like, so I don't know. Maybe as much as they won't do it because why tie their hands behind their back when there are people willing to pay? But I don't know if they had like a whole series and in it you got like whatever, the 10 figures, and then like you can just buy them all at once and. I'm sure they break it down so that I'm not paying. I don't want to pay $53 per figure. Maybe I'm just being cheap, but I think that's just a little much for the type that they're doing right there. I'm sure there's other Spider-Man stuff out there where I would gladly pay $50 for it, but
Mm-hmm.
I
was gonna.
you're charging me too much just to be nostalgic.
Well, something that does cost like $50. Let me pull these up here. So the Super 7 figures,
mm-hmm.
these are ones that $50 a pop generally, but it's a bigger figure, like a 7-inch scale figure. You usually get a lot of accessories. This is looking a little weak here. And actually, this is the whole like 4-pack. So kind of to your point before, like, oh, I just want to buy them all at once. At least give us a discount on them. But
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Make it a little bit more,
yeah, because it
better
costs the
deal,
same
but-
price whether I buy it individually
Exactly.
or all of them. But Super 7 normally, they charge more, but you get a lot. And even this one here, the Green Ranger,
Mhm.
all those hands, different shields. You get even like weapons that didn't make it, but like were in conversation.
Right.
Oh, cool.
More bang for your
Yep.
buck.
Yep.
But I did want to point out the polo shirt.
Yes.
I mean,
come on.
like, why
No,
did he
that-
never? Is this a real? I don't think that's a real picture. I think that's like somebody like photoshopped it.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would buy that.
Exactly. Same here, dude.
Well, they sell it. That's what Aaron was saying.
Aren't
Aaron
they
said
gonna
that
put it up?
they have it there.
Do they now?
Oh, there
But
you
I don't
go.
want. But look, it ruins it with the Spider-Man logo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Come
If
on, it's
anything,
just one
put
of those
that
things.
spider logo like on the collar on the inside.
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that. Exactly. Like if you know, right? Like the look.
exactly.
Don't-
Yeah.
Yeah, look.
Because now that ruins that as like a stealth
Oh,
cosplay
yeah.
at a Comic-Con.
Yes.
Right. Is it on Disney?
Yeah.
Naturally. Disney
Yeah,
ruins
right.
everything. What? Did I say that out loud?
Actually,
And we're up here.
yeah, and we're banned.
Yeah. Well, more me.
I actually did make. Well, I mean, we make friends every year at Comic-Con, but one year I met this couple. They actually got engaged, I think, the same year. They Anthony's on camera, now he's off camera. They were cosplaying that Spider-Man and Mary Jane. It was great. I saw them and I was like, dude, killing it. Killing it. He's like, oh, thank you. He's like, not everybody knows who I am. And I was kind of embarrassed at that point to be at Comic-Con. I was like, how does people not know who you are? Dude, are you kidding me? Yeah.
The Hopper and what's her name in
Eleven?
Joyce? The Hopper and Joyce. No. Hopper and Joyce, a couple we saw at last Comic-Con also.
Oh, yeah. I'll pull up the picture.
Yeah, that was good. I like stuff like that. I probably said it 1,000 times. I accidentally cosplayed Peter Parker because I just went with my camera bag to take pictures one year, and somebody's like, "Oh yeah, cool, Peter Parker. That's funny." I go, "Yeah, that works."
Yes, it is.
Oh, wait. Maybe I didn't take a picture of that Hopper. I thought I did. I'm kind of scrolling
I probably
through
have it, but I'm on my phone, and if I swipe out, I'll probably lose the connection.
He'll be gone. He'll be terminated.
Yeah, I know.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh.
You saw the sorry.
Oh, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Arnold said he's like, yeah, the franchise isn't done, but I'm done with
Yes.
the franchise. Yeah.
Yes.
Smartest thing he's ever said.
Yeah. I want to put a poll up before we end. Let me get to the video real quick so I can do it in the stream. I was talking to my coworker today, and I'm the old man in the store, right? Like I'm talking cliffhanger, I'm talking daylight. People have no idea what I'm talking about.
Oh,
but
God.
the question came up of, I'm typing it right now as I say it. Who won the 90s? Are we going to say Sly or are we going to say Arnold? Because I was thinking about it and I just threw it in the chat as a poll. I feel like Sly, and this is a separate conversation too, like who wins at the end of the day, like as of right now between the two of them. I feel like Stallone might win because he has more franchises, more successful franchises, or I should say more successful movies in a franchise. But Arnold becoming governor, I think, is a pretty big deal. Like, I feel like we can't sleep on that. So I feel like there's two different conversations. One, between the two of them, who wins the 90s as of best movies? And then separately, who wins life, we'll say. And of course, everybody put it in the chat. Don't just vote, because I see you guys are voting already, but in the chat, let us know why you chose who you chose. What do you guys think? Who are you choosing on this? Actually, we'll go, Kenobi, you can go first.
Sure. So, hey, what's up, Tony? But yeah, you bring up a good point. I think Sly, you're right. I think he had probably more successful franchises. But man, I'm thinking, Schwarzenegger, and I'm thinking like, honestly, between Predator and Terminator, like those are, I still find myself rewatching those up to this day. So yeah, I guess you're right. It might be, a little bit different conversations, but movie franchise wise, probably Sly. But at life, as you were saying, I mean, we got the Governor. I mean, he had, a little bit too much fun with his Mexican, cleaning lady. I mean, the guy was, on point. So
Yep.
I don't know, man. Like life seems to, I think I gotta give it to Schwarzenegger on that one.
So you're saying Schwarzenegger on life, Sly on the 90s?
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think, Anthony?
See, I think the opposite. I think Sly's winning at life because he does have more franchises, and he's still not that Schwarzenegger needs to, but he's still acting, and I think he's doing different things now, like him showing different Guardians, and I really have to talk about Tulsa King one of these damn days because that's really good. I think that's Sopranos-esque, like a successor in the terms of just being a mob show in general.
Yep.
But for the 90s, and Stallone had some good 90s ones, but I think Schwarzenegger in the '90s, like, come on, Last Action Hero,
Yeah.
stuff like that, and Terminator 2 in the '90s. I think he wins the '90s between the two of them. But it's definitely a longer conversation to have because, I mean, to steal from Charlie Sheen, they're both winning in general at life. They won the '80s, they won the '90s, and everything else. Like Stallone has some crazy, like, credit of being in X-Men movies that went over $1 billion or something.
Mhm.
Maybe $1 billion's wrong, but he has some crazy stat like that where he's the guy who has the most movies that grossed X amount of dollars in like consecutive decades or something.
So, as a reminder,
True Lie. Oh yeah, True Lies.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So there's two things I want to point out. One, again, I see you guys voting, and I want to just reiterate, it is who wins the '90s. That's the poll in the chat. I mean, sorry, the poll that's in the chat right now is the '90s. But in your answers in the chat, of course, let us know who wins the '90s and life if they're separate for you. Now, both of you make very compelling arguments, right? And I'm actually not even going to say one of you's wrong and right, and the other one's right. This is not where I'm going with it. But I pulled up this list while I was at work, as I was thinking about it, and I was like Arnold has pretty legendary movies, right? You think best action movies of all time, you're probably going to say T2, you're probably going to say Predator, and then you think about all these other movies. As you look at the list, a lot of times you forget about the True Lies. You forget even Kindergarten Cop. Kindergarten Cop's not even a bad movie. People just forget about it. But I mean, Conan the Barbarian, like Total Recall, like these movies are life changing.
Yeah.
But
and I forgot that Kindergarten Cop was in the '90s. I thought it was.
Yeah.
I mean, see, beginning. I thought it was mid. I would have swore it was mid '80s.
No, that's post Arnold competing, Arnold. But here's where it got interesting when I leave the conversation of the '90s and get into the life conversation. I feel like in 2023, if both people come out with a movie, I think people have no issue skipping the Arnold movies. And I feel like Sly makes it hard to skip his movies. And some of those movies that you do see with Arnold, Sly's involved, and it's his franchise. I think of Escape right here. That's Sly's franchise. I think Expendables. That's Sly's franchise. And then movies that get skipped, as I scroll down here, how many people watched Sabotage? If you didn't, I think you should. It's actually a pretty decent movie. Killing Gunther, I'm the only person I know who watched that movie. Maggie?
I've watched it.
Oh, you did? Did you like it?
Yeah, it was hilarious.
It's a good movie, yeah. But I don't think people rushed out for it. Like, they probably... Like, Kenobi, did you see Killing Gunther?
Nope.
Yeah.
I saw Maggie, though.
Oh, you did? All right, there you go.
Yeah.
But I think with Sly, I think people see the movies, and if you don't, you're still watching his franchises. So Creed, of course, being the one I think of the most. He's not even in it anymore, and we're still going to see it. So let me type in. So, and this is going to be way more movies, of course, too, which is wild. I forgot it was in Grudge Match. I forgot about that movie.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh man, that's a terrible movie.
And he technically was in Suicide Squad, the movie.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Rambo.
You saw
Rambo's
Samaritan?
still good. Which one do you say?
The Amazon movie he did, Samaritan, where he's
No,
a
I
superhero?
do want to watch it.
I didn't
though.
watch it yet. Yeah.
I heard it was good.
Oh. See, they should for Rambo. They made one more after the one right there in 2008,
Yeah.
and that was one too many. The one in 2008, they should have stopped it right there. In my opinion,
I agree and disagree. Tango and Cash, amazing movie.
Tango and Cash is
Amazing
amazing. I love that fucking movie.
Actually, it's funny. I'm surprised Yukon Phil's not here. Watch him jump in after I say his name. On Yukon Phil's stream this past Saturday, he had Seth, formerly of What's Poppin' on. And I asked in the comments, if you had a choice, would you do Tango and Cash 2 or do a remake of it? And they both were like, I'm tired of remakes. I don't want any more remakes. But I think it's a valid question because that movie's so good and I love that concept. We've got tons of cop movies, but like if we had a modern day, like 2 action stars in it, opposed of each other, that didn't have ego, like that could lose a fight on screen. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I might go remake over them doing a second one. Kurt Russell and Sly Stallone, in case anybody doesn't realize. What do you guys think?
After you, General.
I don't know, man. That's a tough call because as you were saying, I was like, okay, who are these 2 action stars, right?
Mhm.
And modern wise, there's not like it's a short list, man. In my
Yeah.
opinion,
I think I would.
oh,
I think if I had to choose 2 people,
yeah,
I'm going off the top right now. Alan Ritchson, I think
Yeah.
would make a great Sylvester Stallone character. I can't remember who was who, but Sly Stallone, you know, the clean cut guy, hates
Yeah.
that he has to punch people. I think Alan Ritchson can play that. Look at that. He showed up just as
Oh, my
just as we were
Lord,
saying
yeah.
it. Look at that.
You manifested it.
I manifested.
I know, man.
So I think Alan Ritchson could play the Sylvester Stallone character. And then as far as the Kurt Russell character, the more rough
Mhm.
type I know he's older, but I think I would like the older approach. Either because I was watching him on Inside of You this week. Frank Grillo, I think it would be hilarious as the rough
Yeah.
old cop who just keeps kicking people's asses even though they don't want him to anymore. Frank
Yep.
Grillo, aka Crossbones from
Right.
Winter Soldier, or oh shoot, his name left my head. Freaking Punisher. What's his face?
Oh, John
Oh,
Bernthal.
John
Bernthal.
Bernthal. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I can see that.
Especially because those 2 are shorter than Alan Richardson. So I think
Yeah.
even Alan would, you know, the character would be like, look at you, short old man. Like, you got to be clean cut like me, you know? I think it'd be good.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But, I mean, Stallone has so many freaking movies. I didn't know he was in Men in Black. I don't remember that. But so many movies.
Oh, he was. Well, he was on the computer screen as like when they were identifying aliens all over the country and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
And by the way, I had the same thought as you, General. At first, I was like, "Who the hell is even an action star anymore?" I keep thinking, of Stallone
Right.
and
It's
Schwarzenegger and
yeah,
everything. I had to
exactly.
think, but yeah, Alan Richardson,
Yep.
Yeah.
Richardson.
Richardson, even to an extent, kind of John Krasinski now because of
Yeah.
he did 13 Hours, and I started,
Yeah.
by the way, season 3 of Jack Ryan.
Yep.
Which had a pretty towards the end of the first episode had a pretty good like car chase and then like following an action sequence in there. So
Mhm.
don't sleep on Jim Halpert. But
I hear good things about it.
I'd almost prefer a remake, like just because I don't want to. Nothing against them, but it's like to see these guys, like, you know, Stallone's in his 70s, like he makes it work in Tulsa King, but I can't believe these guys would still be cops and everything at this point so far down the line. So I would have to go with a remake over a continuation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not wrong. The other movie I was thinking about before we wrap, as I was, and that's the part I like about the job sometimes, again, being the old man in the room, is I'm always telling them, like, look, you gotta watch this movie. You gotta watch this movie. I was thinking of Showdown in Little Tokyo. Dolph Lundgren, Brandon Lee.
Yes.
That movie, underrated action movie. And all of these movies are the same. Like when it comes to buddy cop movie, you have the one cop who's like rough around the edges, the other one who's the playboy. Like Showdown in Little Tokyo is the perfect like 90s action cheesy movie. It is just, and this was I think the second to last Brandon Lee movie. I'm not going to keep scrolling because there's nudity in the scene that they're showing the pictures of. But, like, it is amazing. And the best part about this movie, the best part of the gimmick here, in case anybody hasn't seen it, So Brandon Lee, in case you don't know, Bruce Lee's son. If you don't know that, you're too young to be here. Get off the stream.
Yeah.
But Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son, Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren in the movie is the character that is like the Asian background, the Asian upbringing in Japan, the samurai way, like the Bushido way. That's his character.
Yeah.
And Brandon Lee is the rich kid from Beverly Hills that took Tiger Schulman's karate and is a
Oh
cop.
God,
It is amazing. It is
I forgot.
absolutely amazing.
Rapid Fire with Brandon Lee, his real second to last,
Ooh.
his last movie before
Forgot
The
about
Crow.
that.
That's a good.
Ooh.
I love when randomly in movies they'll break the fourth wall,
Mm-hmm.
and he does that in that movie, and it sticks with me. Like that, like they do it in Smoking and the Bandit. I like when they do that, like in action movies or just in a comedy. They look at you and you're just like brought into it. I was like, yeah, that's cool. They know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. God, such good movies. Cool. Anything you guys want to cover before we wrap today's episode?
I just want to say congratulations again, man. Again, 150 live shows. Crazy stuff. So congrats.
We're getting old, man.
I am
150
old.
weeks. 100.
Yeah.
That's what it is. 150 weeks of the show.
Yes, sir.
So let me hit end on the poll here. I am shocked.
Uh-oh.
At where this went. Actually, let me stand corrected. I'm shocked at the severity of the win here. Arnold, 87%.
Nice.
Wow.
87%. I didn't think it was gonna be that much, but there it is. And then before we leave, let's cover how stoked you are for Fast X. Yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting on them tickets. You know,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
none of us get the invite. It's ridiculous at this point.
Truly.
Like Hollywood needs to recognize the real ones in the room.
Absolutely. They don't call you Mr. Hollywood for nothing, okay?
Just saying. And if you are not invited to the next Star Wars premiere by Disney, El Terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll blame it on making fun that their Spirit of Halloween is moving into their vacant hotel.
You talked ill of them one time. Dude,
Yes.
freaking I loved it. The other day, Star Wars Theory was talking about how he's banned. Like there's an actual banned list at Disney, and he's on it.
Yep.
I'm like,
Yep.
I'm like, most of us get news from him and get like the behind the scenes of this character from him, and you ban him from the show.
I know, right? I mean,
Disney.
again, talk about like alienating your own, people, right? In that sense, like, come on, this guy, whether you like him or not, he's still one of the biggest influencers out there.
Yeah.
When it comes to Star Wars content.
Yeah.
Again, you may not like him, but you cannot deny the fact that a lot of people watch him, a lot of people follow him, a lot of people take, his opinions like very strongly.
Mhm.
So why would you go ahead and do something like that, right? Just add fuel to the fire, honestly.
Yeah.
But I guess, that's Disney for you.
That's Disney for you. Cool.
The mouse
And-
is relentless.
They are. That's for sure. That's for sure. Well, ladies and gents, that's an episode. I think this is the highest amount of people watching at one time we've had consistently since we started the show. So thank all of you for that. If you've not done so, hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe, and like these two gentlemen here, if you ever want to join the live stream, links will be in the community tab. Join the Nerd Foundation. Help us keep the lights on. I got cats to feed. Do the right thing. But at the very least, subscribe and hit the thumbs up. Nerdy Coffee every Monday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern here on Nerd Affiliated. I had to think about it for a while. I keep forgetting what time that starts. But 8:15-ish on Thursdays. I was on time today, by the way. Nobody gave me props for that, but that's all right. I'll let it go. 8:15 p.m. Eastern here on Nerd Affiliated. HeyArcher Live. More videos, more unbox. We'll unbox something at some point. More videos, more podcasts, all that fun stuff happening. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace. We're out of here.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.